Yes, Namaskar. Welcome. So today I'm going to talk upon something very interesting which will literally free you from your bondages, which will free you from your problems and suffering in reality, and it will leave you with bliss and only bliss, completion and only completion. Please listen to these next words being uttered very carefully. They are: you are consciousness. You are witnessing consciousness. This is the reality of me and of all the living individuals. See, please try to understand. You are not the doer. You are not the experience. You are someone who is experiencing. The problem occurs when someone experiencing connects himself, attaches himself with something which is being experienced. Try to cognize this very carefully. The problem occurs when the experiencer, the witnesser, starts attaching itself with something being witnessed. Witnesser in the sense conscious element. The conscious element is never the doer, is never what is experienced. It is someone in between who is just witnessing, has nothing to do with the case, nothing to do with anything. We will try to look into this. So, some circumstances happened to you, or you are in a particular situation right now. This situation is affecting, or the circumstances are related to the identity that we are holding. Once this identity is kept aside, what remains is the witnesser of this identity. Yes, please understand. Each and every living individual, each and every living being is witnessing the existence, right? We are witnessing it. We are just looking at it. Now, let's understand. If at all you are having some sort of incompletion in you, you do this, you will be just be out of that immediately. How it goes, right? You start understanding and looking at yourself as the witnesser. The breathing is happening, being done by the body. Yes, now we are actually trying to separate ourselves. That the senses, how you receive input from the world, is body. The mind, the intelligence with which we try to mix up this input, we try to make an output, something that is being experienced, something meaningful. We try to understand the senses, mind. So, is the mind itself experiencing everything? There is something behind the mind that is actually witnessing. The experiencing is being done by that mind itself. So it is like uh, there's a there's a cinema going on in a theater. Whatever play is happening on that board, on that screen, the play itself is not the screen, right? The screen is something else. In the play, if there is some emotional activity or some situation, some circumstances, the screen is not at all attached with it. Well, it is in the present moment, in a sense, it is, but it is not ultimately attached to that. In the same way, whatever circumstances and the positions in life you are having is not the soul, not the actual one who you are. The actual one is just witnessing. If you are even trying to understand what is consciousness, a identity is trying to understand that. So we are conscious element who is just a witnesser. Now let's understand this. So there's a witnesser here, witnessing through this body. There's a witnesser there, witnessing through that body. So many experiences, so many things. For example, see, maybe you are feeling uncomfortable, you are having some sort of guilt or any sort of negative emotion, maybe because lack of some activity, maybe psychological, mental, maybe you have to work on that time, whatever it is. The same experiences in multi-dimensional ways are also experienced by all of the humanity. So that person in front of you who is experiencing something else, maybe he is successful, maybe he is not successful. All these things are not mattering to us. Whatever the experience was of that witnessing element, actually of the witnessing element in that body, the same experience is totally available to you all the time through that witnessing element. Someone in this time, all right, in the present moment, as you I am experiencing something which is being witnessed by the witnesser. Someone over there on the other part of the world, someone is experiencing something else, but that is being witnessed by the conscious element. Now you sitting over there, you try to go into a sense of connection with the witnessing element. Who am I am not the doer, I am not the experienced, I am the experiencer in between. Now, when you try to set yourself onto that, all the experiences being held by all other individuals come to you. You understand? Wisdom, bliss comes to you. You don't have to go somewhere to learn something or to understand, to gain more experiences. Experiences come to you by your witnessing element. So, for example, what is happening here is physical body, five senses taking in information, mind processing it, the witnessing element experiencing it, right? But now we see the witnessing element itself is evolving, or we can say the witnessing element itself is powerful. I can't say powerful actually, but you understand this in the sense that it is active. Now it is being invoked. We were continuously focused on the identity, but now from the identity we are focusing on the conscious element. Now this conscious element, as a reverse output, it will give you all the wisdom in the mental aspect. If you need anything from the sense organs, it will also be given. Yes, we circle back again to the subject of oneness, as we understood in the previous video. That present moment is coming to you. That present moment is not being witnessed by the identity or the body or the mind. That present moment being witnessed by the conscious element. That one we talked about after we were understanding zero. Because possibly there is no zero, there is something which is experiencing, witnessing it. So we set ourselves as a witnessing element, and that is it. Everything is brought to you, everything is given to you just by this one sense, the sense of being the witnesser. See, from all the trauma, all the guilt, all the emotional problems, everything is happening. Why? Just one reason, because there is some sort of attachment. When there is an attachment and the attachment is getting broken, something happens. This detachment itself from the root itself happens. When does it happen? When you just keep the identity aside. Why is it so easy for human beings to keep the identity aside? Because they have a witnessing element. That is the sense of all spiritual activities, everything, whatever you call as spiritual, adhyatma, is this, that you try to recognize yourself as that witnessing element. So I'm sitting. You can say, how do you say that you are not breathing? This body is breathing, but that witnessing element is just experiencing a life, a complete life. Life, that is the thing. So now this witnessing element, let it be anywhere. We used to talk about Gandharvas and Akshas. Yakshas, sorry. So Yakshas basically someone is coming from the outer planets, from alien, maybe an alien. That alien also having a life. You understand that element. So an alien is not having physical body like you. Just consider this for an example. It's not having the mind like you. Maybe different psychological aspect. But the witnesser behind him, the witnesser experiencing is the same life, right? Life. And the quality of this life is bliss. So please understand carefully. The quality of life, the quality of your conscious element is bliss, ananda, bliss, not happiness, bliss. So that is the quality of life, quality of the conscious element. Yes, yes, we are hitting to a very great thing. So now, when you are setting yourself as the conscious element, as the witnesser, the quality of that witnesser, which is bliss, expresses and radiates in multi dimensions. So you understand this in a way. For example, there is a suffering, you detach from the suffering, and actually that suffering in turns become a blissful experience comes to you, because now the bliss is starting to radiate in all the aspects, the psychological, the physical. This bliss, this ananda, this conscious element reflecting itself into the physical body. What is it? Yoga. What is yoga? The conscious element is reflecting itself in the physical body. That ananda in you is coming onto a physical level. Yoga. Tantra. What comes as tantra? Physical and the psychological aspects combined. So what is dhyana? Meditation. Meditation is letting that conscious element reflect onto your psychological aspect, onto your mental aspect. You let that conscious element reflect itself. Let the ananda reflect. Many people literally fail to understand or to cognize in a practical way how the manifestations are done. The manifestations are done in the simple way that now, see, it's like you hear from the people that you need to be happy, you need to be happy to manifest, to you need to be positive. It's not the case. Let's understand. You need to be positive is a thing, but this positivity, how does this positivity comes from within you? In mind, you are trying to say that okay, I'm going to be positive. I'm trying to be positive. But sometimes we just have that mental state of, hey, I can achieve anything. We have that mental state in us. Then you say, no, I can achieve this. This is possible. Possible. The great doors of all the great possibilities are opened when that possible is opened here. How the possible is opened here? By the basic cognitions of Ananda. The witnessing element now reflects, manifests itself into your psychological aspect, into your physical aspect. makes you manifest bliss in your living life. So yes, it doesn't mean leave everything, leave your home, leave all this, become something else, become a become a sadhu and just go behind God. It doesn't mean that. It just means that you are trying to go into the conscious element. Hey, shall I tell you a secret? Listen to this very carefully. Time and space are not bounded after a point. The way we are experiencing time and space right now, these experiences can be altered. You go near a black hole, this experience gets altered. So, time and space, there is a point where all the past events and all the future events are coming together. That's the present moment as we are living it now. The now. Now, I will tell you something very interesting. So, if ever you think about a deity, alright, a deity, maybe an avatar. So maybe you're thinking about Ram, Sri Ram. Maybe you're thinking about Sri Krishna. Maybe you're directly thinking about Sri Hari Vishnu itself. So if Krishna, not if, the existence of them at their time. So when he was living, when Sri Ram was living, he was living in this present moment. Yes, he was not living in something else. No one can. He was living in this present moment. That present moment, maybe few thousand years back, and this present moment that you and me are experiencing now, even afterwards, when you will be looking at this video and you will be experiencing this present moment, this moment never changes. All this play upon the screen, on the cinema will go on. There will be a different thing. The present moment cannot be changed. It is as it is. So it is the illusion of our mind that we think, hey, I am moving towards the future. The present is moving towards the future. No, the present is there as it is. At the point when Sri Ram used to exist, he was in that present moment, the same present moment you have now. Also, what was in that present moment? Now, so the physical body is not available right now. The mind, the psychological aspects, he did share whatever is given, only that much. The existence of those psychological and physical things can be totally manifested now. How? By understanding and remembering that conscious element in that body, same conscious element in this body. Now, all those attributes can be manifested, can be brought out by you. You are understanding? Now we are moved much further than just DNA. Now we are talking about the cause of all the causes, the conscious element, the reason because something happens, something is happening. The reason behind anything is happening is for this conscious element. For example, understand, let us think of it in a way that nothing is existing. No one is existing. There's only you as one human being. Alright, so all the living beings, we are considering into you. So you are alive. Now when you are alive and you see God, or you see the God particle, or you see the ultimate, but because you are there and you say no, this is the ultimate, then the ultimate's existence is proven. If you didn't exist, who would experience the ultimate? Are you getting my point? If you didn't exist, who would experience the ultimate? Would anyone even know that ultimate was even there? Yes. So even the ultimate is dependent on you because you are experiencing it. Now when I say you, it is not you as the physical body or the identity, but this you as the conscious element. So it is like you have a real body. No, we'll take a small example of an elephant. Alright, elephant. So I'll give you the example. Like there is an elephant, there's an idol, small idol of the elephant. You are looking at this elephant and not understanding or thinking about it is like an idol. You thinking that it is the real elephant. You are not thinking that it is the, there's a word, there's a nice word to use. I'm not getting that word right now, but let's continue. So you are thinking that this elephant represents the real elephant. So which means we are thinking that this me is representing the real me. You get understanding this? Now if I say curse words to that elephant, and you are thinking that the cursed words are saying to the real you, to the real elephant. Now it is Maya, delusion, illusion. We are trapped. Now when you break a leg of that idol, break a leg of that elephant idol, and you feel hurt that hey, this broke my leg. Then it is an illusion. Because if something is being happened by that representation of the elephant is not actually affecting the real one. In the same way, someone says a bad word to you, it affects you here, but it is not actually being said to the real you. Any situation you are in, the situation you are in is the identity that you are holding. So in reality, right now, we are having, you are having, I am actually having millions and billions of identities. Yes, you and me, we have access to these many identities. Why? Through the conscious element. Through the conscious element itself, it is possible. So now, not having this old way of getting the senses from the body, cognizing in the mind, and then experiencing it, but now we are taking it from the experiencer itself, from the witnessing element itself. So the growth. So you are actually doing yoga as you are sitting and you are working, but you are actually in a state of yoga. If you understand, this is the reality and this is the real sense. Once that conscious element is reflecting in your psychological aspect, mental aspect, you are doing meditation. Even if you are, sitting like this, talking, understanding things, still you are doing meditation because the understanding of self is not as the identity but is as the conscious element. Different levels of oneness, all of that comes with this only. That you are understanding that you are the consciousness, you are the witnessing element, and you are focusing on something. Law of manifestation. You are focusing on something, one different thing. You are in the oneness, but including a bit of your identity. So it is called as Advaita. There is a more deeper state which we call as Shuddha Advaita, pure oneness, pure non-duality. So now there is not even a bit of identity. So the one thought which we were keeping for manifestation that is gone. You're in the pure identity. Now you don't need anything, you don't desire anything. See, the desire is gone, fear is gone. The need of something you want is gone. The need of the fear that something will be gone is also gone. Right? You are free from the bondages. This being free from the bondages comes as a natural state when you are letting that conscious element express itself in the reality. Yes. So the point to be understood by today's talk is you are not the identity, but you are the witnessing element. You are someone who is witnessing, free from everything, free from all the bondages, sufferings. And the natural quality of the witnesser is bliss. So you are blissful in the real sense right now. Whatever else you are having in the mind is something that is suppressing that bliss. So, yes, we are going to not let anything suppress that real bliss state of ours, because now we are consciously on a mental level trying to understand what conscious element is. So now, yes, this is the will, and let us have this blessing that yes, let this conscious element manifest itself in multiple dimensions in our life by keeping the conscious element as the base of our existence, keeping the witnessing as the base of our existence. All the keys to the higher spiritual realms and everything is open and is available at the same moment as you are breathing right now. Yes. So this is it for today. Thank you for listening to all of this and hope it gives you some cognitive clicks. Thank you.